Corn is absolutely everywhere. It's in our fields, our food, even our fuel. It basically runs the modern world. But what if I told you there's another crop, a forgotten one, that for thousands of years was tougher, more useful, and, in a lot of ways, just plain better?
And look, this isn't just some hypothetical question. We're talking about a real plant called amaranth, a plant that fed entire civilizations before it was almost wiped off the face of the earth. But it's making a comeback, and it might just hold the key to building a more resilient future for our farms and even our own backyards.
So let's rewind the clock a bit. Long before corn became the king of crops, amaranth was right at the center of ancient American societies. It wasn't just a plant, it was a true supercrop, fundamental to their way of life.
And this right here really gets to the heart of it. You see, modern corn is kind of fussy. It needs good soil, just the right amount of water, and it really struggles in a drought. Amaranth, on the other hand, it's the complete opposite. It's a survivor. It's the crop you could count on when everything else was failing.
We're not talking about some fad crop that was popular for a little while. Nope. We have evidence showing amaranth was a staple food for over 4,000 years. It has deep, deep roots in human history. For civilizations like the Aztecs, amaranth was so much more than just a meal. Of course, its seeds and leaves were a daily source of food, but they also used it to make these vibrant dyes, they used it as a powerful medicine, and maybe most importantly, it was part of their sacred rituals. It was a cornerstone of their entire culture. Okay, so if amaranth was this incredible, all-purpose super crop, what in the world happened to it? Well, its downfall had nothing to do with how it grew. It was all about politics.
This is where a simple plant became a political enemy. You see, the Aztecs would mix amaranth with honey to create these dough statues of their gods for ceremonies. To the Spanish colonizers, this ritual looked a little too much like Christian communion, and they saw it as a direct challenge to their power and their faith.
And their response was swift and brutal. The Spanish completely banned anyone from growing it. Farmers caught with it faced severe punishment. Entire fields were set on fire. And over the next couple of centuries, those beautiful amaranth fields were systematically replaced with European grains like wheat. But here's where the story takes a turn. It didn't disappear completely. For almost 400 years, indigenous families kept the seeds safe and secret. They passed them down from one generation to the next, growing amaranth in hidden gardens, away from watchful eyes. It was this quiet act of defiance that literally saved one of humanity's most important crops from extinction. And it's that incredible resilience, the very same spirit that allowed it to survive persecution, that makes it such a game changer for us today, especially as we face challenges like a changing climate. So what's its secret weapon? Well, while other crops are withering in a heat wave, amaranth has this incredibly deep taproot that can reach down 6 feet below the surface to find water. That's how it thrives in extreme heat with barely any rain. And the payoff for that toughness is just mind-blowing. A single healthy amaranth plant can produce over 200,000 seeds. Just think about what that means for food security. One plant, and those seeds can be stored for years without going bad. Amaranth is also unbelievably efficient because you get what's called a dual harvest. You're not just waiting for one thing at the end of the season. You can actually harvest the nutritious leaves all summer long to eat as greens and then collect all those protein-packed seeds in the fall. It's like getting 2 crops for the price of 1. And we've talked about how tough it is, but let's talk about nutrition. This isn't just survival food. It's a genuine nutritional powerhouse, almost perfectly designed for our modern diets. I mean, just look at the difference. Amaranth seeds have nearly twice the protein of corn. But here's the really important part. It's the type of protein. Amaranth has lysine, which is an essential amino acid that's missing from most grains. That makes it a complete protein, on par with what you'd get from meat or eggs. And the benefits just keep piling up. The leaves have double the calcium of spinach, more iron than kale, and they're loaded with vitamins A and C. This plant is so nutrient-dense and efficient that NASA has actually studied it as a potential food to grow on long-term space missions. Pretty cool, right? So let's put this into perspective. Compare a cup of cooked amaranth to a cup of white rice, which is a staple for billions of people. Amaranth gives you more than double the protein and over 8 times the fiber. It's just a smarter, more powerful food, bite for bite.
So after centuries of being pushed to the sidelines, amaranth is ready for a major comeback. And you know what? That comeback can start in a really simple place, your own garden.
And you might be surprised by how ridiculously easy it is to grow. You just plant these tiny seeds about a 1/4 inch deep after the last frost, and once it gets going, it's so drought tolerant you barely have to water it.
Now, if you want to really see it flourish, you can give it a little boost with this simple organic nutrient mix every couple of weeks. It helps you get tons of healthy leaves and a massive seed harvest, all without any harsh chemicals.
And once you harvest it, the versatility in the kitchen is just amazing. You can cook the seeds into a porridge, you can actually pop them like popcorn for a snack, or grind them into flour. And the leaves, you can toss the young ones in a salad or cook them down just like you would with spinach.
So why does all this matter so much right now? Well, as our weather gets more extreme and unpredictable, amaranth's natural ability to handle heat and drought is exactly what we need. It's the definition of a climate-smart crop.
You know, growing this plant is about more than just food. It's about connecting with this incredible story of survival and human history. Its journey is a powerful lesson in resilience, a story that's been waiting hundreds of years to be told again. Amaranth is this living, breathing reminder that sometimes the best solutions for our future have been with us the whole time, just buried in our past. So the only question left is, are we ready to start digging?
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. If you like content like this, be sure to like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel to help keep the channel alive. Your support really does make a huge difference. I'll see you in the next one.